Hi guys and welcome to part 5 of our remaking and recasting of the Harry Potter franchise. Today we are doing The Order of the Phoenix, which is my personal favourite book. I love this book because it's got brand new villains which are as good, if not better, than Lord Voldemort himself. You also have the main storyline as well as the underlying stories of the DA and the Order of the Phoenix themselves. There were a lot of things I missed out in the original movie that I would like added into my series, so please stick around and check out what things I will add to the series towards the end. As always, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It really does cost you nothing and it helps me out so much. Also, if you do like this video and you haven't seen the previous episodes, please check them out. They are linked up in this top hand corner now. But without any further delay, let's get into the recasting of the Order of the Phoenix. So the first character we're going to be casting is going to be Nymphadora Tonks. She is one of my favourite characters in the books and is very underutilised in the movies. The whole subplot between her and Remus were very much skipped over. I would like to see Tonks portrayed more in my series, and I have thought of a fantastic actor to play her. My suggestion for playing Tonks is going to be Maisie Williams. She is obviously best known for her role in the HBO series Game of Thrones, where she played Arya Stark. She was absolutely phenomenal in this series. She was one of my favourite characters. Her story arc was brilliant, and it was all down to Maisie's acting that made her character brilliant. I think aesthetically Maisie matches the role of Tonks perfectly, and also she has the acting capability to play pretty much any character in this series, so I know she will play her perfectly. So my choice for Nymphadora Tonks is going to be Maisie Williams. The next person we see in the same scene is going to be Kingsley Shacklebolt. Kingsley again is one of those characters that took a backseat role in the original movies, however I would like to see him played out to its fullest extent in my series. Kingsley is a great character and he eventually goes on to become Minister of Magic, so he is very important to the wizarding world as a whole. My suggestion for playing Kingsley Shacklebolt in my series is going to be Adwale Akinnuoye Agbaje. He's best known for his role in Lost, where he played Mr. Echo. He was fantastic in this series and his character had such a fantastic story arc and he portrayed it perfectly. I remember I was reading The Order of the Phoenix for the second time when I was watching Lost, and every time I saw him I kept picturing him as Kingsley Shacklebolt. I think he'd be fantastic in the role and would definitely be able to play the powerful, imposing Kingsley Shacklebolt. So my choice for Kingsley Shacklebolt is going to be Adwale Akinnuoye Agbaje. The next character that I'm going to recast is going to be Fenrir Greyback. He's first introduced in this movie, but he is also portrayed a lot more throughout the rest of the series. There is some major scenes for him that was left out, which I would like to include. This is honestly the hardest casting for me, and I'm still not 100% sure on my casting, but I have settled on an actor for it. I believe the best person to play Fenrir Greyback is going to be Gerard Butler. He is obviously best known for his role in 300, where he played King Leonidas. He is a very good actor, and I believe he'll be able to portray the very animalistic side of Greyback very well. I've seen him in lots of different genres, in lots of different roles, and he surprises me every time I see him on the screen. And I believe he has the acting potential to be able to play any role perfectly. So my casting for Fenrir Greyback is going to be Gerard Butler. And now I'm saving the best two for last. As I said at the beginning, The Order of the Phoenix is my favourite book in the whole of the series, and the main reason for that is there are two fantastic villains that we see first introduced in this book. The first villain I'm going to talk about is going to be none other than Bellatrix Lestrange. She is broken out of Azkaban in this movie and obviously plays a very large part towards the end of it. I've tried to match her more to the description from what my mind pictured when I read her description in the book, and I've gone for a slightly different casting in this role. I believe the best person to play Bellatrix Lestrange is going to be Tandy Newton. She is best known recently for her role in the TV series Westworld. She is very good in that series and can portray very different sides of herself throughout the many incarnations that she has. I believe that she has the aesthetic and acting potential to be able to portray the sinister and evil side of Bellatrix Lestrange. I would love to see her in the role. So my casting for Bellatrix Lestrange is going to be Tandy Newton. Finally, last but by no means least, is the best character in the Harry Potter franchise, in my opinion. And that is, of course, the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Professor Dolores Umbridge. The portrayal in the movies was phenomenal, and everybody loved to hate her. She's such a good character, and I believe we need someone who would be able to portray her just as well, if not better. I believe the best choice for playing this person is going to be Kathy Bates. She's slightly older than I would have liked, however, I believe that she'll be able to play the role brilliantly. She's best known for her role in Titanic, where she played Molly Brown, but she's also been in some horror movies back in the day. She was phenomenal in the movie Misery, and I believe that if you watch her in this movie, you will see the undertones and the elements of Umbridge that will be required for her to play in this role. Aesthetically, I think she matches what I pictured the character would look like when I was reading the book, and I think she is the perfect choice. So my choice for Professor Umbridge is going to be Kathy Bates. Now, as this is my favourite book, I was very frustrated with the amount of things that were left out in the original films, and I would like to rectify that in my series. The beginning of the film wasn't actually too bad. It did cover a lot of the points that were relevant to the confrontation with Harry, Dudley and the Dementors. However, I would like to reference more to the howler that Petunia receives during this scene. When Harry gets to the headquarters at Grimmauld Place, I would also like to see more emphasis on the cleaning of the house. There was lots of moments in the book where they were seen cleaning the house, where Harry was trying to debate whether or not he was being possessed by you-know-who. There was also a very vital moment in these scenes where Slytherin's locket was located and binned. This will obviously come into play a lot more later on in the series. There's also not really any reference in the original movie to Percy's allegiance changing from that of his family to the Ministry and the void that it creates in the Weasley family itself. This needs to be portrayed better in my series. I also loved the jealousy moment for Harry in the books when Ron and Hermione were both given the prefect duties. This also gives the full explanation as to why Ron was able to join the Quidditch team later on in the series, because he was given a broomstick by his parents for being made a prefect. Again, while we're on the subject, Quidditch just needs to be part of this series because it was omitted completely from the movie. We didn't even get any chanting of Weasley is our king. Cho and Harry's relationship needs to be more portrayed like it is in the movies. They need to have the full amount of dates that they actually have. I don't like the fact that Cho was made out to be the reason why the DA was closed down when it was actually her friend. Talking about Harry and Cho's date, when Harry goes in to Hogsmeade for this occasion, he does end up leaving the date early because of what he says about going to meet Hermione. And the reason why he's going to meet Hermione is to give an interview to Reed Skeeter. I believe this whole scene needs to be included. Renfred and George leave the castle for the last time. They need to create a lot more chaos. It was just a fireworks scene in the movies, and I would like to see the full extent of the chaos that they cause. I would also like to see the part where Peeves salutes them. The whole St. Mungo scene needs to be added back into this series. It was such an amazing moment to meet Professor Lockhart again, and also to meet Neville's parents. It was really heartwarming to see these scenes, and it gave a lot of backstory to Neville's character. Another character completely missed out from this movie was Firenze. He needs to be part of the book when Professor Trelawney gets sacked. I like a lot more emphasis on the occlumency lessons that Harry partakes with Snape, and also a lot more diving into the Marauders' backstory. My biggest gripe of this movie is I was so excited to see the Battle of the Department of Mysteries, and this was completely omitted from the film. I would like to see as many of the rooms of the Departments of Mysteries as possible because they were so intriguing and so fascinating to read through in the series, and you also didn't know which characters were going to make it out alive. There were several moments where I thought one or more of the characters had died and they were left behind and we were unsure of their fate. This needs to be re-added into my series because it was my favourite scene in the whole of the Harry Potter franchise. The last thing I would like to add into my series is the explanation that Dumbledore gives Harry at the end. This leads into the next book where Harry goes on lessons with Dumbledore, and it also explains Dumbledore's thoughts and motives throughout the series so far. I really love reading it, and it really needs to be included. So there you have it, guys. That was my remaking and recasting of the Order of the Phoenix. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my recast, and if I've missed anything out that you think should be added to the series, also let me know below. As I said at the beginning, if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I make Harry Potter content regularly. We do theory videos, trailer breakdowns, and we're also doing this series where we are recasting the movies. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then please subscribe. Also, if you want to get involved in the conversation, I have a Discord server and the link is on my YouTube profile page. I do hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, mischief managed.